think we're going to try a new angle today. This is welcome to a different side of my house. Firstly, you'll see there's wine bottles. They're not mine. The house came with it. They're empty. I don't drink. That's a wine fridge. Instead, I have protein and beef jerky in there. That's what I use. Now, it's a spiritual day today. Love is the answer. Love is the answer, and I don't click off, don't get anywhere, don't. What we as human beings do is we love deeply. In going through everything that I'm experiencing pain, and then I'm trying to understand, where is that pain? What is that pain? And the pain is my heart breaking because I love something, someone, humanity so much that my heart breaks. Try this on. Imagine something, someone you love, something. It could be you love a book. It could be you love an object. It could be you love a human. It could be you love. And just sit with that and experience the feeling fully of what that feels like to love. Just like a hug, like a I love. This isn't hippie. This isn't hippie weird shit. This is the fabric that ties together the entire of humanity. Feel that love and notice that your face changed. Did you notice that you softened? Like that everything kind of dropped. If there was any anxiety, it became less. If there was any stress, it became less. The sheer focus of love and feeling love changed your whole body. And if you're able to do that and actually experience and hold that feeling of love and then walk out into the world, you'll notice a completely different world. People will be responsive of you. People feel love when it's pure love. I'm going to speak from love only. There is nothing else. You can't beat love. Love is unbeatable. I know that shit is going fast, by the way. I know if you're off the last couple of days, that things are progressing fast. Like, I've consumed books, I've cried, I've had back problems, I've started writing a book about emotions, it's pouring out of me, love. I'm talking about love. Here we are. Lenny Kravitz was love. And love has just become like this thread and it's pulling. And I'm like, no, stop. I'm too afraid. And I can't anymore. Everything that I have felt in my entire life was love. I still remember one of my traumatic experiences. It was a guy named George. If you're George or you're watching this or you went to my high school, send this to George. I love you, George. We're all kids, hey? But the things that kids do really affect humans. I didn't have any friends in high school, but I had another person which was nice to me. He was a nice human, Ilias. Ilias was a great human. Why I say a great human is nobody liked me at school. Nobody. I was the kid that was like getting 100% on a maths test, or if I got 97, I would sit there and cry because my mum wouldn't speak to me. You know, that was me. So I was the weird kid. I was the high energy something. There was something different about me. And I tried to always put my finger on it, but I became a performer even then. I became an illusionist, but at school people would pick on me. And now as I'm older, I understand that when you're able to just stay true to yourself and still be really self-expressed, everybody around you pulls you down. So Ilias did not pull me down. He would say hello, he would be like, it's okay. And one day he was part of the cool kids and George was included. And I came up to them and they were the cool kids. So they were on the park benches, behind the containers. I was probably 16, 17 at the time, and they smoked there. And Ilias waves to me and he's like, yeah, come here. And I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm just gonna stand here, like people are okay, like, you know, people are okay, like, I can do this. I didn't know how, like, I wasn't around friends much or anything like that, so, you know, I was around. And then I went behind the containers and George is there. I remember it very vividly. He's smoking a cigarette. George, his hierarchy or high role was the really high ego, you know, really high, like, I am the man. Not that he had any partners or anything like that. He's just had this really, like, Greek upbringing, whatever. Like, everybody found their ways to do things. And he's smoking a cigarette and he's saying, what are you doing here? And I go, I'm just literally in this voice, oh, I'm just hanging out. It's okay, I'm no bother. Just, yeah, all good. How are you? And he's like, you don't belong here. Go. And I was like, nah, it's okay, man, it's okay. And he takes another drag of his cigarette. And in front of a group of maybe 15 to 20 people, girls and guys, the coolest people in the school, spits on my face and says, leave. I turn to Ilias and he can't say anything or do anything because his hierarchy may be questioned at the time, because then he would be ostracized. And I walked away in shame and guilt, and just another failed attempt of trying to belong. And that is, I can give that love now, because even then all I wanted was, I wanted to be loved. Like, I loved humans. I was like, hey, you guys are really interesting. Hey, can I play with you? Can I hang out with you? And they said no. I don't know why I went on this tangent. But love is, I can give that situation love as well. I can see where he's coming from. I can see the potential world that George was in his head, and I can still give that love. There's nothing else to do with that. He's doing his best, and then imagine his life where he now has to deal at some point with dropping that ego, or realizing that that's how he treated some people, or going through that. That's difficult. That's really difficult. Can you imagine being that person? And either you have to stay that person or change somewhat, or pretend like you were never that person, you know? That's hard. That's really hard. So I love him too. You can't beat love. People can spit on you, kick on you. This is the point I realize. They can spit on you, kick on you. They can say things about you. They can say no. They can say yes. Your ex-partner can leave you. She can go take drugs. She can say you didn't mean anything, and you can still see where it all comes from, and you can still give that love. Because for people, when they do things that are categorically not nice or bad, or they're just trying to do their best, and they also want love because they don't have love for themselves inside. So all they're doing is, instead of searching within themselves, they go out and try and impact the world to control the world. And that's just not how it works. But love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the antidote. Love is, and to experience love fully, love isn't always smiles. Love is tears. Love is sorrow. Love is panic. Love is heartbreak. Love is laughter. Love is a smile. Love is a worry. Your parents are just worried about you. Those lucky enough to have parents that do worry about them. Love is love. There's nothing else. There is nothing else. And it's rare for me to be so certain on something yet be so new to it. It's in understanding my feelings and actually experiencing the full breakdown of what's been occurring, which is, well, you know the story. I'm not allowed to talk about it. So love. Love is the answer. With that being said, the book is pouring out of me, which is just, it's just so wild. My emotions in general are pouring out of me. When I'm singing, my notes are hitting perfectly. Not all the time. Don't have like this. My expectation is that there's going to be a lot of growth to go, but my notes are hitting. It vibrates through my whole body, and I actually start crying from my own vibrational voice. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not really. I feel like everything I've always knew I was, everything I always knew I could be and wanted, etc., I finally gave myself permission to be that. And that's been very nice. That's been very, very nice. It's been so nice. I obviously want to give it to everybody. Yeah, that's why I'm here. It's just beautiful. So love is the answer. Look no further. The mental model for today is, if you want to experience how love and how it impacts the world, literally in your brain, think of something you love or love and feel that feeling, like let it kind of overwhelm you sort of, and then walk out into the world while still holding on to that feeling. You'll notice you'll smile at people. You'll notice the people that are willing to also give love back. So you love, you don't have to say anything. You can just be walking down the street. You can love and they love back. If you love, even when you open your mouth, you'll say all the right things. And if you don't, you won't. In saying that, my ex has responded in an email. If you haven't been here, I'm sending her an email a day, letting her know that she's loved. And she's responded saying that she's 4 days sober and all this other drug talk, and saying that everything's a little bit too late and you hurt me and horrific, leave me be. It's a prime example of she doesn't love herself, and I know that factually. She cries in hysterics from how shit she thinks she is. It's something I dealt with, and we're gonna change her life. We're gonna absolutely change her life, guaranteed. Guaranteed, we're changing her life. I'm going to make sure she loves herself, and everybody around her loves her. Factually. And I'm gonna do that even while I was treated the way I was treated, because it doesn't matter. How I was treated was how I was treated. I wouldn't have got to here if I wasn't treated that way. I wouldn't have been able to make this video. I wouldn't have been able to experience love. I wouldn't have been able to experience any of this without it. And even if it didn't give me any benefit at all, we're still gonna love her. Gonna love her and let her body be consumed by love so she can love herself. And That's special. If you can love yourself, you can love others, and you can give love. And when you give love, you can't beat it. You can't be like, no, 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 don't you dare show me love. No, don't you dare. No, no, don't you dare show me love. I'm gonna get you. Don't you dare love me. You can't beat it. Because that you can't beat it. There is nothing else in the world that you can't beat. You can beat money, you can beat anger, you can beat manipulation, you can beat carpets, you can beat wines, you can beat everything. You can beat anybody. You can beat anybody. Don't do that. You can't beat love. There is nothing that you can say. There is nothing that you can say to rebut that. I love you, and that's that. And that includes you. Genuinely, if you're here listening to this, right here, I love you. Do you know what I know about you? I know that you're a person that sticks at things. This video is probably over 10 minutes long, so you stick at things. What I'm talking about is pretty high level. So you want to understand things, you want to grow. You're a curious person. You're a person that's interested in their own mind and their own living to live the best version of themselves. Holy shit, I love you. There's not many people out there like that. And you're it. So with that being said, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Go out there and love. Peace.